All right, so Robinhood Investing is back at it again with a brand new feature that I think really enhances, as we head into the new year, the platform in its entirety. If you used it overall over the past year, you're gonna get some really solid information about your investing, about your style, what you're doing on the stock market. And a lot of people were asking, could I see what your year in review looked like from Robinhood? So I just wanna talk about this feature a little bit, go into detail, show you what mine says, and I also have some other questions that have been asked in my recent videos that I wanna make sure I clear up as I move forward. So just to talk about the introduction of this new platform, let me pop into my email real quick. So as you can see, this is the email introducing Robinhood Recap, which basically takes your most exciting, your biggest moments from 2020, wraps it up into one nice package, and then you can get an entire overview on what you did, how successful you were, well, the types of people that you were referring to the app. There's just a lot of information that goes into this. And I'm gonna pop into the Robinhood app and show you all of this as well. But basically, this is it, just introduces the platform. It talks about a little bit what you're gonna see, how it's gonna work, why they're doing it. And then also, once it's ready for you, it's actually gonna send you another email that introduces it, and you can click the See My Recap. That's one of the ways that you can actually go in and view your Robinhood recap. I think there's a few different ways that you can go about it. I'll show you the other ones. If you don't see the email quite yet, I think that, Robinhood has a long process for rolling out very many things. Cash management, but there's a lot of things that goes into these rollouts. So sometimes I'll get things a little bit quicker than other people. People will get things quicker than me. So just keep your eye out for this. And I think it's going to be coming to all platforms. So just make sure that you are on the lookout. Now, jumping into the Robinhood app here, you can see my portfolio. And if you guys didn't know, I do something called the Robinhood Challenge. I invest $100 every single week. I share with you guys my tips, tricks, and insight into the stock market. Really, if you guys like the topic of investing, personal finance, making more money, accumulating wealth, then you're definitely going to want to consider subscribing to the channel. Turn on the bell notification, and for the 94+% of you that are coming back to this video that have seen my channel before and you continually watch these videos, I do really appreciate it, but it would mean even more to me if you just click that subscribe button. It takes 2 seconds, turn on the bell notification, and you're not going to miss any of these uploads that I'm putting out. So thanks again. And then jumping into my portfolio here, a lot of people in my most recent videos were questioning my investment style, questioning my investment method here. And you can see that since January, if I scroll over to January here, over the past year, we're up somewhere around 14%. And the market as a whole right now is up greater than 14%. So a lot of people are questioning, why are you investing in individual stocks? Why don't you pick a broad ETF market tracing? You're gonna be doing a lot better with your portfolio. But here's the thing, I would agree with you. If I put all my money into that broad ETF at the beginning of the year when the stock market was low, all of this time, it would pretty much, it would have dipped a little bit, but it's gonna be going up. Now, I am investing over a period of time. So even if I was investing in that broad ETF, I'm not going to be getting in at all of the great prices that we see. So because I invest $100 continually over that period of time, if the stock market goes higher than where it started at the beginning of the year, I'm still putting money in at much larger values. So my return, no matter what, is never going to be as great as the market for this past year anyway. It wouldn't have been able to do that. But moving forward, I think that a lot of people don't realize this isn't my only investment account. I actually do that very method with different investment accounts, whether it's my 401k or my Roth IRA that I have created. I do go after those broad ETFs because it is the easiest method to, I guess, accumulate wealth. It's the most hands-off. You don't really need to worry about it. And year over year, you're looking at an 8, 9, 10% return from the stock market with putting in minimal effort. So I think that a lot of people don't realize that, yes, I agree with what you're saying, and that's actually what I do in these other accounts. But for this one is really for the long term. So yes, over the past year, I might not be beating the stock market. I might not be beating the market as a whole, and which should be your goal as an investor, but over the long period, over the long haul. All right, now there's nothing like recording a video and having it die 5 minutes in after you record for 20 minutes. So that's why I kind of switched locations here, but I'm just gonna jump right into the Robinhood app. I'm gonna start going over the year in review so you guys know exactly what the feature is like, what you're gonna see here. Okay, so as you can see, my app is having a little bit of issues right now. It doesn't seem to be loading properly, but if I go into the little messages section, in the bottom right-hand side, you can see there's an announcement from Robinhood Investing itself. So if I click on that, you're gonna be able to see that it introduces the 2020 Robinhood recap. And you can click on See My Recap, and it brings up a really, really affluent, really great graphic that Robinhood put together. I wish that I was so creative and able to make graphics like this for my channel. If I click See My Recap, you can see it's gonna load. I'm actually gonna turn my Wi-Fi off. I think that's the issue with it right now. So after that's turned off, you can see it's loading here, and it says 2020 has been quite the year. So let's take a look back. It goes into some really great details here, and here's everything you're gonna see. More investors started their journey on Robinhood than ever before. I was an early joiner, it says, and I was customer number 689,888. Let me know in the comment section, what number were you? Did you beat 1 million? Were you less than me? I'd be really interested to hear. It'd be really great to see. So if I scroll, it'll tell you the exact date that you actually joined Robinhood investing on. So you can see April 27th of 2016. So back in 2016 was when I actually turned 18. So I had a lot of momentum. About 5-6 months later in April, I was 18, ready to open my brokerage account, and that's exactly what I did on Robinhood. So like I said, I've been using Robinhood investing for a very long time, and I really only started to focus heavily on investing in the platform about, I don't know, a year and a half ago. So it's been interesting to see where it's headed from there. The first stock that I ever bought was Blackstone Group LP. Now, obviously, if I held a stock like this, I think I'd be looking pretty good. Look at that. I would have doubled my money and then some. So that's just a little tote to my investment style now. Before I would trade, I would day trade, I would try to penny trade, swing trade, you know, all this momentum stuff that really didn't pan out well for me. And if I invested and held on to the stocks I did before, I mean, I was buying Amazon in the $700 range, and now it's over $2,000. So I would have been able to capitalize a lot more on those investments. So let me just head back in to see my recap here. Sorry about that. A little bit sidetracked, but that's just something, you know, I wish that I never had experienced that stuff. And if you're just starting out investing, I would highly recommend going for more dividend, going for bigger cap blue chip stocks before you get a handle on the market. And then if you feel like you can branch out from that after you understand kind of how the market works, your trading technique, what some of the best investors do, then that'll be the best plan. Because here's the thing, a lot of people have been commenting, oh, you know, I don't really agree with your investment style. I think you're doing really well. You're not making as much of a return as the market, but there's a number of different reasons. I'm pretty confident with my investment style. One of the main reasons why I like this investment style is because, you know, I'm kind of taking from some of the investment gurus, some of the best investors out there, looking at their strategy, refining it for myself, and seeing if it works. Now, this is a very long period that I'll be investing with. So right now, in the past year, I don't really care where the stock market's at. I don't care what it's doing. I don't care if my return is better than the market right now. All that matters is that in the future, when, you know, I'm ready to retire, the dividends are going to be nice in this portfolio. I don't have to worry about anything. And one of the main reasons, one of the things that I think about is this analogy right here. So if you're a basketball player, you're coming up and you're like, oh yeah, I want to play in the pros. I want to play in the NBA. I've got it going for me. Do I want to model my game after somebody who's, somebody, a bench player? Do I want to model my game after the 10th man on the team, right? The Brian Scalabrine, if you guys don't know who he is, he played for the Celtics and a number of different teams, and he was the White Mamba, and, he didn't get a lot of playing time. He was the heart and soul of the team, great guy, but is that somebody you want to model your game after? Well, maybe some people do, but I myself would rather model my game after LeBron James. I'd rather model my game after Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, the greats that played the game, and take their strategy. And that's exactly what you see them do. So a lot of times, if you look back at Kobe, what he does is very comparable to what Michael Jordan did. And people would have side-by-side clips and overlays, and they look the exact same. So that's kind of what I like to do. That's what I look to do with my investments. And that's another reason why I really like my style. The other thing is, when you put yourself online, when you share your investment portfolio, everybody's going to critique you. Everybody's going to have some things to say. But honestly, whatever you're most comfortable with, and I'm very comfortable with this investment style. And like I said before, I have different brokerage accounts. I don't need to worry about it. That's kind of where I lie. So if I scroll down again, kept a close eye on my investments. I checked 6 days a week this year. And honestly, I would check less if I didn't have a YouTube channel. I'm in here pretty much every day just because I'm recording content, making stuff for you guys to view, hopefully teaching, learning, and just going from there. So that's why that number is kind of high, 6 days a week. I'm in there. I guess Sunday would be the off day. This is pretty cool. Look at this. I can move this around, and all these balls, these coins, whatever these are just going to move around too. And I think there must be 206 of these here because I've made 206 trades so far this year. So that's pretty cool. Really like this graphic. I don't know. It's just fun to play with. Moving on. So here is where I've been watching stocks. Now this to me makes a lot of sense. This is where I've checked, the most stocks, and Realty Income being number one. My very favorite monthly dividend paying company. This is a REIT. extremely valuable today. I think it's a really great price for REITs in general. I think the REITs are a little bit lower, and I feel like with tax incentives coming up, it's going to be looking pretty nice the year the REITs might be happening. But 233 times I looked at realty income. Tesla, I just love looking at Tesla. This thing is so volatile. I have a few stocks that I bought within Tesla right after the stock split, so that's been interesting. And then Apple, I just like to look at Apple, see how the stock itself is doing. I feel like a lot of people are going to have similar ones, minus realty income, Tesla, Apple. Let me know your top three. I definitely want to hear what you are looking at there. So moving on. Made some new discoveries. I added 6 companies to my watch list. My watch list is something I've covered in previous videos. I don't normally add anything here, but recently started doing it for the year of 2021. So these are this is like a sneak peek, I guess, at some of the ones that I'll probably be investing in the upcoming year. JP Morgan Chase, since I added them, I had picked up a share of them. They went up 5, 6, 7%. So that original buy-in price that I was really confident with is starting to dwindle. I think it's still decent to get in, but that might go away pretty quick, and the financial sector as a whole might go away pretty quick. So I don't know, it'll be interesting. And then we got Kraft Food, Medical Properties Trust, and then there were a number of different ones in there as well that I haven't mentioned. Now, I chose stocks in 7 different sectors. This is interesting. You want to make sure you're diversified when you're investing. So 7 sectors is decent. I'd like to get this up even higher, and I'm going to do that in 2021. And some of these I would put in different categories, but right now we got manufacturing and materials, consumer goods, business, finance, we got hospitality, healthcare, tech, media, and telecom. So I guess that's a little diversified in itself. That's what we're looking at right now for the portfolio. And if I go down again, made some pocket change. This is where cash management comes in handy. And cash management, if you guys didn't know, it's essentially like a debit card or like a additional bank account that Robinhood has to offer, where any of the uninvested money that you have in your account, you can spend it, and 2, you're going to be getting a return on your investment, just leaving it in without being invested in any particular stocks or ETFs, just sitting in the account. So that's why it's so low. I mean, it's only 19 cents, but hey, a penny saved is a penny earned, am I right? So that 19 cents, I usually take advantage of the full $100 that I put in every single week. So if that happens, I'm not going to be getting such a great return, but I'm sure a lot of people have a much higher number for this. Scrolling down, I got paid a little bit of extra. This is my favorite part. These are the dividends that I'm talking about. So $201.99. And I'm pretty proud to say that I've reinvested all of that money. And in 2021, this number is going to jump exponentially. I think we're going to see much higher numbers by the end of the year when we're looking at my recap again. And this is kind of the whole goal. So eventually when I retire, I'd love to be able to have the dividend payments cover all of my expenses. So I don't need to sell off any stocks. I can just actually hold them and just start dwindling the dividend payments that is being paid. But really, I don't see myself retiring for a very long time, and really love doing this YouTube stuff at the same time. So I feel like this will be here for a very long time. Going down, I was able to refer 77 friends. A lot of people wonder how many people actually use my referral code. Now, a lot of these are personal relationships that I have, people that I know in real life that are signing up for this, but a lot of this is also derived from YouTube and having the Robinhood referral program, the Robinhood referral code in the description of this video. And if you didn't know, if you made it this far and you're brand new, if you actually sign up with Robinhood, you're gonna get yourself a free stock by using somebody's referral code. So it doesn't need to be mine. You can jump in, you can use anybody's you want, but mine is going to be in the description of this video. If you want to use it, really helps me out a little bit, and it's going to help you out too. So then they just go into their legal and compliance, and then thanks for making us part of your investment journey. Here's the 2021. You can save your recap, which I just did, and then you can start from the beginning. So that is what you're looking at for that. A lot of people were asking, what is your recap for 2020? That's what I'm looking at. That's my portfolio as a whole. Still relatively small. I see other YouTubers, some people out there with hundreds of thousands of dollars invested in Robinhood. I myself, sitting around $11,000, and there is a lot of room to grow for me. And I think we're going to see that in 2021, looking to pretty much double, triple this portfolio size, add more money to it, and I'm really excited to see what it brings. So if you're interested in seeing that content, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. Have a great day.